Okay, so again, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our special topic tonight titled Due Diligence for Seller's Representative. So what is this due diligence for seller representative, no? So this is to ensure legality on our as a seller's representation, or commonly said nga, we are on the seller side, Sam. Okay, you are on the seller side. So how sure are you that the property that you represent to sell in the public, it's legally feasible to market that one? Is it ready to market, no? Is it then profitable bang atong engagement at the end of the day? Na nung nag-represent man ta sa property for sale, the property owner, if it is not profitable, kumbaga, what's in it for us? Unsay makuha na to, kitao na to, ani nga transaction. And it also protect your reputation as a broker or as an agent representing the property. And also, how to avoid dispute. Okay, we're here to look for money to represent the property seller. But sometimes if misrepresent ta, mag-misrepresentation ta, masayot ta, kulang pa ang atong kitaon versus the liability in terms of makasuhan ta, etc. So how to avoid legal dispute on cases in case of as a seller representative, no? And how to close the transaction faster. So bottom line tonight, we come up this topic because we wanted everyone, no, those enterprising agents. We have our on board tonight. We have licensed brokers on board. We have people from Metro Manila. We have people also from, I saw from Negros, Sir Ronnie, our past president in Bacolod board. So we have also from agents from other part of Cebu, and we have also guests from abroad joining us also. Hi, Precious. And then we have a lot of enterprising partners, no? They are not licensed agents, but they wanted to do livelihood, collaborate, or co-market with us, no? Okay, so the reason we designed this program is to help educate everybody in what is based on the theory, standard, and what is based on the actual experience. So yours truly, I've been in the real estate practice. This is my 18th years. I started in 2008 as a licensed broker. I've been a local chapter president in Cebu chapter. I become also the national president of Philippine Association Real Estate Board. So I've been into project selling and general brokerage in all my life, no? So I encounter a lot of ups and downs in the businesses, but allow me to share it tonight para mag-guide ta, para when I deal with you or you deal with me or we deal with other fellow brokers and agents and non-licensed agents in the industry, we have kind of a common or near common standard of practice, no? So tonight, let's focus more into due diligence for seller's representative. So if I am a buyer, I authorize Ray Bahian. So what are the basic due diligence ni Ray Bahian he will do in behalf as a seller side broker? Or if it's Amalia, what are the things Amalia will do as a seller side agents, no? Or let us say si Bibs Antonita wanted to represent my property, unsa iyang buhaton before niya endorse sa mga broker o sa mga ahente. So at least we have a common denominator. That's the purpose here, no? Okay, let's proceed to the next slide. So what is this due diligence process, no? So this due diligence matters a lot because number one, it prevents the deals that we work hard to collapse midway. Dako nagtrabaho, no? Nagsugod na si Bibs og pag-market, collaborate with fellow brokers and agents, but on the middle, suddenly they found out that the property is not legally feasible to sell because na ay annotation or there's a problem with one seller or there's siblings don't want to sell. So we will discuss that one. We don't want that you already spend time, effort, and money, and suddenly in the middle, it collapsed everything because of our mislook, no? Or I don't like to use the word negligence, but sometimes ingnon na lang nato through ages or through business nalimtan nato to perform certain aspect of the due diligence. It protect your legal liability. Mind you, we are here to make money. We're here to do business. The worst thing is we will receive a summon from a lawyer or a legal part to file ang kanang mapadad-an kag sumon, kaso, etc. No? A stress is dili mabayran. You need to get a lawyer to represent you if you receive a legal summon from a lawyer because of just a misrepresentation. Build trust and credibility with sellers and buyer. So if you know how to do proper due diligence and represent, there's a proper checklist, di na ingon nga naghambog ta that we know everything. No. It is a kind of moingon pa si property owner, kabaon ni si Arnita because I think she's so professional representing maghihimo niya ang sorry, I've been mixing up English, Tagalog, Bisaya because in our on board now we have guests from US now tonight, and we also have from people from Metro Manila, no? So it builds trust and confidence to the seller and of course to the buyer. Save time by filtering unmarketable properties early. So let us say, Jay, Bibbs, na if you want to market, we wanted to make money, always, we're here to spend time, effort, and money. Let's focus our energy to this property. Hinog na. Kumbaga, right na, ready to harvest or ready to sell. This problem property with some concern, with some legal concern and other, let's delay. Let's have the seller address the problem, the issue. Kumbaga, let's click the red tab after we analyze the due diligence and have the property owner address it. Kung what sila legal side, then we can recommend our legal side. By the way, talking about legal, on board tonight is our lawyer, Attorney Steven Lau, no? Kung naamo pangutana or you have some question during my process of presentation, so you cannot, di mo makalimot, no? You can forget your question. You can type your question in our chat box and we get back to you on the latter part. Okay? Para tuloy-tuloy our presentation. Next, position yourself as a professional. Sam, I'm not a licensed. Don't worry. You're not a licensed. We are your partner. Just like the relationship of a licensed accountant and a bookkeeper. Bookkeeper can do the financial bookkeeping and other. They are good also doing the financial stuff, but they always work under the umbrella, so their work always been reviewed and signed by a licensed accountant. We have a lot of seasoned typists who do affidavit of loss and etc. on the legal secretary type, no? They're not lawyer, but they always work under the monitoring and umbrella of a licensed lawyer. So the lawyer always review. Give you another example. Draftsman, they're good to draw a house and etc. But their work always reviewed by an architect and signed by architect. The government agencies dili madawat without the review and the signature of all these licensed professionals. So my dream as a practitioner in our real estate professions, I welcome all people who wanted to make money in the real estate. But let's try to work harmoniously by respecting the profession of each professionals. Collaborate ta. Okay, if you are from Bacolod, you collaborate with our licensed broker in Bacolod. If you are from Metro Manila, you collaborate with our licensed broker in Metro Manila to perform the proper due diligence. We discussed that one by one, no? So, topic number 1 is about securing the authority to sell. Okay, let us say Gina will ask me, Sam, what is 80? How important is authority to sell? Okay, people, mandatory before marketing. It is a mandatory before we start marketing a property. We must secure an authority to sell, or other called it authority to market or authority to negotiate for a buyer, or in the advanced practice now, it is automatically an SPA. with all the checklists, no? The SPA. I authorize Charlotte Martido, broker Charlotte Martido, to do the following. One, to market my property, specifically title number, etc., location, area, the details of the property. Number two, to secure certified true copies in any government agency as part of the due diligence process. Why nowadays, instead of ETS, majority now using SPA? Because stricto naman, very strict na si government agency now like assessors and others due to data privacy law. They don't allow anybody can just get certified true copy. But as we represent our property owner, part of our task number one is to legally review the documents of the seller if it is legally feasible, marketable. How will you know it if you don't hold a certified true copy, a latest certified true copy? And the government agency always required you now what we call special power of attorney, SPA. So it is the way only of explaining it pagpasabot sa property owner that property owner, precious, you cannot property owner, I cannot represent you without an ETS. Or if it's okay with you, let's do it instead 2-in-1 ETS and SPA for me to get documents in the government or assessor. Let's do one na lang, no? SPA. But you need to identify item by item. What is your attorney in fact to do with? Number one, to market my property. Specifically, the details of the property. Number two, to get certified true copies in the government offices like Register of Deeds, assessors, RD, DNR, for due diligence, no? Because walay buyer, there's no such buyer will buy a property without getting a certified true copy. What if the owner is old age, or what if the owner is in abroad, ni biyahe, and who will get the certified true copy? So, SPA is important. And don't worry, dagan mahadlok. Sam, mabaligya unya, they can just easily sell my property. No. Your lawyer who drop and do your SPA will make sure the limitation of the SPA is only for related to getting certified true copy, related to authority just to market the property. It's not authority to sell your property, to accept payment, to sign any document. No. So hire a lawyer. If what a lawyer, we have a lawyer in an office to help you drop your SPA or ATS or ATM. So ATS, let's go back to the basic. What is this? They have what we call exclusive ATS, PA, or non-exclusive. And we discussed latter part, the co-broker agreement or extended ATS, extended, no? Agreement. Let's say verification of your ETS. Ang naghatag ba nimo, is it the owner's, you need to verify the owner's identity and the ownership rights. So very important, babes, if you wanted to secure kag ATS, di ba? Natay pangutana, who signed, who gives you ATS sa Loma? So maingon si Saloma, it is the seller, sir. But when you check the register, the ATS signed by the seller, Juan de la Cruz. But the registered owner on the title and the tax deed is Pedro de la Cruz, not related in terms of first name, only the last name. No, sir. Ang owners on the property, registered owner is under pa sa ila parents. But ila ibaligya sila mga anak na. Okay, anak na. So only one of the anak na gives you authority, but the other anak are not giving you authority. What is the power of Juan de la Cruz over, let us say, there are 5 siblings, 5 sila magsuon. What is the authority of Juan de la Cruz over everybody? Basig di mo owner ang duha, tulo sa iyahang paghatag nimo og authority. Paghatag niya nimo og commission nga 5%. We will give you a lot of case study later part, no? So you need to identify. Basic individual naghatag and then the registered owner is corporation. That cannot be. Many, no? So if it is corporation, lahi punda pangayon is supporting document. Is PE or board resolution a representative sign? Kung corporation, unsay buhaton? naghatag si board director or naghatag yung GM og authority nimo. Who is that GM, Juan de la Cruz? Naabatay board resolution ana nga nagsugo sa iha pag-sign og ATS to any broker or agent. Kung why board resolution ana, that's invalid. Kung corporation na, pwede ra din ng SPA. By anybody? No, no. So we need to deal that properly, no? So if it is individual, pwede na ng SPA or ATS. If it is a corporation, it must be supported with board resolution and SIXERT, no? Klaro-klarohon lang nato. Correct property description and selling price. So it is always in our ATS, nakabutang po dito nga, klaro ang pag-describe. So I'm giving authority to Agila Abuso to market my property with TCT numbers so and so, with lot numbers so and so, located in Barangay Talisay, in Barangay Tabunok, Talisay City, Cebu, with a lot area of, with a selling price of. Yeah, next, what is the condition of the selling price? Is it net of taxes? Selling price of 10,000 net of taxes. Buyer will shoulder taxes related to the sale, namely capital gain tax, doc stamp, transfer tax, and other expenses related to the sale, to the transfer of title. Seller will only shoulder commission. Klaro na to. Then, commission asa magbase. Is it on the gross sale or is it on the unsa, no? Klarohon na to. And then, basig na apay mga taxes payable prior to the date of sale. Basig di siya mobayad. So, klarohon po nimo nga, seller will shoulder the commission, 5%, whatever selling price. Seller will shoulder the taxes and other payables prior to the date of sales. Ato iklaro. Okay. Ini-check lang unya nimo, naamday kay mga taxes wa mabayri. So it must be also stated, no? Duration and renewal. So imong timeline sa imong ATS. Is it 6 months, 12 months, or open date? So klarohon nato na siya. Yeah, Sam, what if ang nagperman ako sa ATS na matay? Valid pa ba? Dili na. In the death of the principal nga naghatag, nag-execute nimo ana, wala na, no? So, correct property discount. So these are just basic info nga must be content in your ATS. Ako lang ikaw na next. So why important ang atuang ATS, no? According to the memo and by the PRC dated last June 2019, it's subject signed by all our chairperson and associate, no? It's a mandatory compliance for authority to negotiate for sales of real property. So, nakabutang gid nga properties with first secured a written authority to negotiate for sale or authority to sell real properties before so and so we start marketing. Klaro gid kay na, no? So, pwede niyo ni magamit. You can Google this kind of it's a public document para katong if you wanted to represent any property owner and then some kind gahi ulo to give ATS, so you can show them according to the PRC as our profession, we cannot represent your property without securing ATS or AT, no? To market, ATS to sell, or SPA. Klarohon na lang nato. So use this one. So legal documents verification. I know you have a lot of questions about ATS, no? Balik lang sa ta. What if the owner don't wanted or dili muhatag og ATS or SPA? So how to? We will discuss that, okay? So what is important here is validated ang information given by the property owner to Michael Yu. So that when Michael Yu start advertising, marketing the property, di siya mabalikan or the owner will say, Michael, why are you selling it 800? We did not advise you 800. We agreed before it's 1,000. But if Michael have a previous transaction record on record, Madam Property Owner Rose Aringo, as you mentioned based on our last transaction, basig nakalimot lang ka, here's my note, it's 800. So let's put it this way. Temporarily na ay a lot of people or property owner, they are not giving, we call that ATS, no? So, ingon lang sila, okay, Marky, later na lang ng ATS, barkada ta, silingan ta, amigo ta, we've been a business partner. So, waka trust na ko, waka salig na ko. Okay, masakitan pa or ma-hurt pa imong friend's ego, no, and pride niya. You don't trust your friends, the property owner. Don't pressure your property owner for the ATS, but secured also kind of a validation. I'll tell you my tip, no? Tip number one. After you do verbal transaction with your property owner, the identification of the property, come up with a report, kind of a summary. Okay? To Marky Rosacina, property owner, sending you her a summary of our discussion about your property for sale. Please see below the details. Property located in Barangay Sitio with a title number, TCT number, with a lot area number. Then, summary of our minutes lang ba? Like, it's kind of a summary of our minutes. Please kindly review freely edited and conforming, no? So, butan mo, item number 1, location. Item number 2, TCT number, lot number. Item number 3, lot area. Number 4, selling price. Number 5, terms and conditions of the taxes kinsa mo bayad. Commission to dito. Ayun yung the last part. Sir Marky, above is the summary of our discussion. Please freely review and edit if not po sayop, no, on the summary of the minutes of our discussion or conforme, no? So, please reply. Thank you. Mag-reply si Marky on your email, and that's kind of already your validation or your authority conforme. And then you can also put in that email also the katong authority and that you're also authorized to market or post that in the online and everything, no? We will discuss that latter part, no? We will discuss. Balikan na to na. Next item. If you represent a property owner, part of your due diligence as a seller's representative is you need to check, let's one by one discuss title. So what is i-check in the title, no? Moingon dayon si Bibs. Unsa may ako tanawon sa title, Sam? Number 1, you need to get a certified true copy on the title because only in the RD copy, you can say it's public document, it's clean, or you need to check, ask for certified true copy in the ROD. Clean title versus encumbrant title. What are these encumbrant title? There is an annotation. Common annotation are there is an adverse claim, third party, nga angkon or etc. nga part owner or part of it or co-owner na siya, na liens, dependence sa mga kaso, no, nga utangan siya, may iyang gikihan niya, gibayad o daog sa korte nga yuta may gikuan or mortgage to a third party, no? O sana siya, basta na ay mga annotation on the review go it back to the seller on sa ning mga annotation, what are these annotation. If the seller is also surprised, seek advice of a lawyer or your professional broker to help you do the valuation why there is an annotation on the title. Tax declaration is also the same. You need to check if there's a tax declaration, the certified copy of the tax declaration, that there's also what we call clean walay annotation, because there are case in my transaction in Car, the title, certified copy, no annotation, very clean. But on the tax deck, na ay annotation na gi-own siya, na ini-claim second party kay mooy bayad isip daog sa kaso, no? As a reward payment for the case. Marag naningil siya utang, no? So, na ay cases like that. And I saw that property in Valladolid still nakatatak for sale. Nagya po yung mga namaligya ng mga ahente. But careful, because we meet already the Japanese owner. It is owned by a Japanese, which is, there's a problem on their tax deck. So careful. It's in the Valladolid area. The price is too good to be true. Now, tax declaration, what else? You need to check also if the lot number on the title and the lot number on the tax decks nagmatch, because there are problems also on the typo error, topo error. There's no lot number stated in the tax deck. And then the lot area. We have a case also in Naga that they're doing a widening and the area, so that the assessor's office adjusted automatically the lot area on the tax deck, so that the property taxation purposes assessment mo lower. Well, it benefit the property owner. But without correcting it properly, informing the seller also, the lot area does not match, wala mag-match na on the lot area on the title. So there's a problem. So, and there's no annotation in the tax deck why nakuhaan og 2 square meter. Oh, Charlotte, no, the case of that, no, we corrected everything on that, our transaction in Naga. So you need to read all the numbers and records on the tax deck and the title match, no? Question, Sam, what if the property we're selling representing is only tax deck? Is it legal ownership of the property owned by Michael Yu? Yes or no? The answer. Under the tax deck imubasahon, the tax deck is not a proof of ownership. It is issued by the assessor for the purpose of tax purposes, tax declaration. So you want to claim full ownership on that, you need to apply for titling under DNR for administrative titling or through our government as judicial titling, no? So lawyers can assist you, broker can assist you with the DNR. So tax clearance, you need to validate also the property you are representing. Kuha ka, why important to visit the assessor's office? You need to check that no RPT arrears, walay utang, meaning all the annual property tax gibayaran or updated or maybe kulangan lang 1 year, 2 years, then you ask for a statement how much because that can always be negotiated, no? Na later na lang si Rose mo bayad once adjusted na ang what we call mo a down payment na or ana lang no, may deduct na lang sa selling price. So you need to add or there's a property owner here in Cebu, nag-away ang heirs, apo na sa apo, apo pud sa tuhod. Why sa ila usa mo gusto mo bayad on the property taxes because it worth dako kaayo. But they want also to own the property. And the heirs been fighting who is the legitimate heirs of example Juan de la Cruz Sr. And nag-away is apo na o apo sa tuhod. So pero why ni bayad? Until such thing, when we secured a copy in the assessor's office, the tax deed is not ready under their name of their lolo. Why? Because gi-auction na di ito sa assessor. And there is a legit owner already, new one, who bought it through the auction under the power of the assessor to auction the property due to wala bayari ang RPT, real property tax. So, careful, di niyo bayaran to o niyo ginagmay lang na, but under the law, na ay power si assessor to auction the property. Okay, so we need to make sure nga the property we're representing still wa na ma-auction. Naggunit because again, what is gigunitan sa property owner, it's not a verified document. The verified document is when you get a certified true copy from the government agency who issued that property, the title from ROD, the tax deck, and from assessor, no? Okay, so other clearances needed are like the dark clearance if it's agricultural. Nanong kinahanglan ta na by tenant sa OCBA? Is it then DSO, DCLRB, we discussed that one. ECC, we'll discuss that one. Zoning ordinance, agricultural ang tax deck, but your buyer wanted to do industrial. From the start, the buyer, or let us say, di lang sa nato isulti na. Okay, si buyer, Marky, niingon siya ni Ray, I'm looking for a property to buy 3 hectares for factory industrial zone. Then Ray contacted Antonita. Then Antonita, without checking properly, representing the property, Ray, this one is for industrial, this one for industrial. Diha, the classification is agri. Ingon siya, Anthony, ingon si Babes, kaya rin na nato ma-classify. All verbal. Then here comes gipalit sa buyer. And the buyer, di niya ma-reclassify into industrial because the area cannot be rezoned into industrial. Okay, I give you a scenario in Bugo. A group of Chinese bought a 20-hectare Kapin property agricultural land for a purpose to convert it agro-industrial. Transaction close. Now, here comes the team of the new owner. applying for reclassification of the tax deck into agro-industrial use, but the Sangguniang did not approve it. Why? Because under the DAR, it is irrigated, it is rice field, and etc., etc. It is zoned as an agricultural. Then, you know what happened? This group of agents, brokers are now facing cases from the buyer because from the start, they already wanted to make sure that they are buying. Giklaro na nga, they wanted to buy para ang purpose is agro-industrial. Why? Kumbaga, there's a big misrepresentation of selling a property. Nag-ingon nga, pwede ni siya ma-reclassify. Dili de ma-reclassify. So, you need to do due diligence on the seller's representation before na nato ibaligya. Dili gid na permi verbal nga ningon ka. So, Sam ni walk in ako sa assessor, ingon na to sila pwede ra. Diha pag dili na pwede, your word versus actual na unya, kitay mabalikan, kitay makiha, kitay makasuhan, kitay alkansi, watay ebidensya. But if we have a hard copy from the planning zoning board office nga requesting nga, yes, if ang buyer ana himuon niya agro-industrial, pwede na i-reclassify, unya naa na siya, then you can show it to the buyer. And then if dili i-approve, then dili ka balikan. Buyer will not go back to you because you are protected by that certification from the government agency. It is now that government agency now ang ato ang gukdon. Okay? I cannot give you more details and case study kay maabdan tagdugay, but superficial lang sa anino, just show you how important is the legal documentation due diligence. Now let's go to the item of physical and market feasibility. As a seller representative, part of your requirements, Marky, is not to sell a property without seeing the property. Ayaw baligya ang property nga wa ka kita sa property or wa ka maka sugo og tawo nga trusted your representative to check the property. Yeah? Site inspection. You need to check the access road, the road right of way, kalapdon sa dalan. Is it flood risk? Bahaon ba? The terrain, is it buildable ba? The utility, how far is that? By transmission line, by Bico, by kuryente, there's a water source, there's a waterway. So you need to check. Common case, I give you example. There is, I call it road right of way. Sam, when I go there, there's a physical road. Claro man, there's a road right of way. But when you check on the title description, all the technical description, all bounded by lot. There's no description that point 2 to point 3 is adjacent facing the road. Wala. So, it's very clear in the title description it is a landlocked. But in the actual visit, there is a road because it is a common road right of way. But it's not annotated, it's not recorded, it's no legal document pag matuod that existing road is now a perpetual road or perpetual passageway, or it is already donated to the barangay as a barangay road, or it is already recorded in the LGU. So you need to make sure on that, especially if it is a subdivision road. You need to check also if in the DNR, if there are approved subdivision plan, there is really a subdivision road. Zoning and land use must confirm with the planning office. As I mentioned earlier, kadaghanan the Roland is agricultural. What if the buyer from the start wanted to buy for warehouse? Can it be converted to commercial, warehouse, industrial? No, you must klarohon na to daan. Highest and best use. Importante na siya if you're buying a property, you have also you are representing a property owner. Let's say, gitan-aw na mo yesterday on Batnanda Balamban. The property they're selling is around, let us say, 5,000 pesos. It is secondary area. Ingon ko, the tax deck is still zoned as agricultural. Inko sa tag-iya sa yuta, if we're gonna sell it to the residential developer, your price of 5K is too expensive. Why? Because in Balamban area, for a 5K capital, you need to package a housing project in the middle level, range around 6 to 10 million, which is dili pahinog. What is moving in Talamban is socialized economic, which is 1 million to 3 million. In fact, we have a lot of player doing 3 million plus minus. The inventory is wala, galihok, paspas, hinay ang halin. So, but try to check on the zoning and land use if they can allow this area into commercial use or warehouse use. Then we can offer this to a developer nga mag-build a warehouse for leasing or personal gamito niya. Because if it is for the commercial warehouse use, maka-pricing na kag a little bit taas versus to the residential. So, we must have the knowledge in terms of habu or highest and best use, no? Next, very important on your physical visit, you need to identify and mark the red flag unsa tong mga concern para mabalikan nato. So, we will have another discussion on the thorough, deeper due diligence. As of now, kana lang sa ako masulti, no? If you have questions, just type it in our Zoom box. Balikan nato on our Q&A. Common issue how to handle discrepancy in the area. May bawaan man na nimo da in the kung nagyud pangayuan part sa atong pangayuan is the approved subdivision plan or relocation survey of the seller. Na ay problema na dated na solid line yan, na dated na intrusion on the adjacent or sa pikas hural, ipaklaro na nato, i-address na nato because it's too hard to market that one with that problem because that is midway on your transaction, that can be a problem, no? Sayang lang your time and effort. Co-owner not signing. So you have let's say I have a case of 5 siblings. Only 3 are selling, 2 are not selling. That's a problem. And then the titles under the mother title and their parents, there's no extrajudicial partition yet done. Nagbayad sila, they paid their estate tax already, but there's no extrajudicial partition. So if you are selling the property of the 3, which part of the property is the location? Asa dapita ang share sa tulong o man sila approved subdivision plan pa, no? Okay, so importante na. So consent of ownership very important. If you know it's 5 ya usa or duha ray naghatag nimo og ATS SPA to market that one, bisan pa delikado ta, no? Title under deceased, assist in estate settlement. So I mentioned that one already. The heirs, the sibling, it's still have no legal rights yet na to kuan without addressing the estate tax nila, no? Mingon sa klaro naman balikya lang na nako nya kuan yan na ay way ana shortcut, but again we need to get the assistance of the lawyer for the selling of property nga under mga, for example na mga anak na mamaligya or mga apo na mamaligya but the registered owner is still under the lulo or the parents pa nila, no? Okay, daghan problema na encounter nako in my last 15 years practice. I encountered 3 problems nga kaning mag-misrepresent ang seller. How will you know? Moingon si Marky, kami tag-iya, tulo rami tag-iya ana. Wa mo sulti Marky nga napa siya igsuon duha nga tuwas gawas di lang nato to i-appeal. The 3 of them agreed na nato inform the 2 in abroad nga okay lang to, namatay naman tong mga tong paringkon sa bot, ilang mga anak dato na dito na tao, dito na kuan. No. Still, they have shares, they have the rights. So, nana mi case ingon ana inaga namaligya gi-declare lang tulo and then diha day na day duha pa nga wa nila gi-declare then no ni guho ra kalit. Mortgage annotated, plan for payout, dali ra na siya. If the property is registered with mortgage annotated, that's an easy problem. For me, I'm willing to buy property with a mortgage in the bank or mortgage in lending company, meaning it's a clean title kay gidawat sa bangko for a collateral. Unpaid RPT, sa yun ra na. Okay? So you just need to get a validation from the assessors that na ay utang, how much the utang. So either I put a down payment, isettle na daan, or i-deduct na to on the proceeds of the sales. Then kami na mubayad. Illegal occupant, well, of course, it depends on the sabot negotiation. I pay you a down payment, you take care seller to remove the occupants or appeal na sa palit as is where is, no? But again, you need to make sure kay moingon na encounter na mo na nga seller ni ingon nga okay ra na wala problema tenant na namo oy ako ra na igagaw diha di ay informal settler dito and cooperative tenant nga no. So sometimes you need to do due diligence mo balik on site sa mga nagpuyo dito. Boss, by the way, mangutana ko, boss, kaning property man good ba? I-deal sa amo, boss. Kaya ba kakisay tagiya ani? Mingon din na sila, oh, si Ortega ni. Ya kamo, boss, kaunsa man ni, how are you related na Ortega? Ah, kani nga portion diri, napalit namin sa kong lulo. Amo naman nga portion diri. But the Ortega sibling said, oy, kana sila di, mga tenant na namo, papawaon na namo, amo na pabawanan. So, you need to do kind of a Q&A sa mga neighborhood. So, may bawaan mo problem. Zoning mismatch, no? Again, we mentioned that already, agri, industrial, commercial, BIR, kani. Seller, it's also our job to validate, verify the TIN number of the seller. Number one, if the TIN number of the seller marquee is a battable or non-battable transaction, because from the start, you will know the transaction is mayroon ka net of tax, but common, no, it's only capital gain, doc stamp. But they marquee is battable, and that's a 12% on top of that transaction. And usually, it's the seller will take care. And the seller said, oh, net man ta, you buyer take care. So, magpingpong na hinuon na, kinsa mabayad sa. But, another thing, you need to verify the TIN number because may bawaan na to if ang negosyante nga si Marky na ba siya mga open case sa BIR. Because if there's an open case, lisod po niya, pag-settle, pabayaran man na sa BIR. May ba, panahon na ni, maningil ko kay Marky kay nagbaligya siya property. Yeah, what if nadawat na ni Marky ang kwarta, proceed niya, nilarga na siya New Zealand. Kinsa may gupdo ni buyer karon? Ang mga ahente o mga broker. So, very important niya, based on actual scenario ni Charlotte, no, our transaction, ani sa Naga, nga we encounter an open case. Due diligence workflow, client onboarding and interview. So, from the start, you need to learn what to ask questions. Sa yun kay mga tana. But what to ask during the interview process with the seller is a very important. Diha mo matter a lot, no? Document request and initial verification. That's your part on the seller side. Klaro na ko ha, we are talking on the brokers, on the seller agents, representing the buyer. Kay kusog kita maingon, I am helping my cousin, helping my friends, helping my, I'm a trustee of the seller. Question, mga ikag-commission. Yes. Please, trabaho sa ito. No? So it's not that simple lang ingnon mo ni Karen, Sam, I want to sell this property. Itagaan ka ni Karen karon just a Xerox copy, etc. And then, hatag nimo kay broker, Marky, maingon dayon, ha, katunga ako ha. No, di anak ka simple. Because there is a klaro, black and white nga standard practice. What are the tasks, trabaho on the seller side? What are the tasks, trabaho on the buyer side? And what we are talking tonight is focus on the things to do on the seller side. Next few weeks, I invite you also on the deeper due diligence. Okay, let's start. Proper questioning, onboarding, what the proper question to ask. What are the documents that you need to ask for you to validate? I mentioned earlier SPA, very important because without SPA, what can you do? What if the seller is not cooperative to give SPA? Then, tagaig trabaho si property owner. Tell property owner, these are the requirements before we can start representing your property. And some property owner also are not cooperative. I don't want to give you that property. Basig mabaligya ni mako property if I give you my Xerox copy. Tanga, But yes, there's a lot of tanga nga property owner. That's the reality. I encounter a lot of property owner not willing to give even a scan copy because hadlok sila mabaligya ni broker or ni agent ilang property. But tanga punta broker and agent if we don't know how to explain it to the property owner. First thing first, property owner, di na mabaligyan mo property, di ka mo biligyan deed of sale. Oy, di ka mo permang deed of sale. So again, it's the art of the negotiation, no? Title and tax verification, we mentioned that one. Site inspection, and know how to do proper basic lang na to study on the best use of the property so you know how to pricing the property, no? And learn also how to spot mga red flag problems so you can report it easily right away. Hi, Mr. Tad, I saw the property mo ipabaligya. We have a problem with the assessors. Why? Okay, this is it. Okay, then I'll give you sample latter part, ha. Market readiness and approval, very important, no? Securing ATS. What is ATS? Authority to sell. ATM, Sam. Unsa ma? ATM stands authority to market because some seller hadlok mo permag authority to sell kay basig ibaligya niya ko. No, okay. So ATM na lang ta, authority to market. SPA, as I mentioned, we are upgrading our practices to from ATS to SPA. Mas powerful si SPA, by the way, ha. This is to authorize Samuel Olaw Associates and Tad Montairi to do the following. Number one, to market my property, to look for potential buyer and market my property. Number two, property details, title number, location, area, selling price, taxes, terms and condition, commission, terms and condition, timeline, terms and condition, etc., no? And signed by both party, principal and then the attorney in fact, no? And then notarized. Wow, that is more. And then, ayaw limot day, katong also authorized to get ang mga certified true copies in all the government agencies, namely RD, assessors, DNR, and other in purpose for due diligence. Okay, importante yun na, no? So let's go back there aning red tag. I checked some property in Banilad yesterday again, no? Pag-check na ko dito is number one, nindot ang location. Barato, ideal, affordable for housing project. But the problem is the barangay road network is only 3 meters. It's like an alley. That's red tag. You need to identify that one. There's an area also nga catch basin siya. You need to identify that one. Kaya kung kusog ulan, dito sud sa iyang tubig. So there's another property I check on the Google, ang sapa nasa tunga sa iyang property. Okay, nasa tunga siyang property. Pero on sa iyang lot plan track record, wala na sa tunga ang property, ang sapa na naskilid. So nano man na siya. So you need to have a relocation na hitabo nano na siya. Basing inya ang katong tunga nga sapa ni ugan himo ng land. Unya iya nag-claim kay in between sa iyahan, na-applyan naman na niya og kuan. Okay, I give you a example in Toledo. Ila gibaligya ang property, but there's a portion on the beachfront gi-reclaim Manila. Ang shoreline dito niya pag-reclaim na layo na ang shoreline ni kay nag-reclaiman. So ang ilang yuta, if you check, na landlock sila sa public land before the road. So it's a road and then a public land before ang yuta gibaligya. So what's my frontage? Yun na may mga namoy squatter sa ilang yuta o katong public land. Yes, ayun mapapahawa na to ang squatter sa private land. But how about the public land? Di man, may labot na. Kaya kung mag-file ka removal of squatter, you cannot remove because who are you? You don't own this property. Why are you Di po kaka-file, ana, because again, it's public land. It's owned by the government. Government ang makapapahawa antong mga squatters sa tubangan. So, it happens in the case of kung pamilya mo diri sa IT Park, musaka mo sa flyover, sa Mantabadra, on the left side, there is that row of informal settler going to IT Park. And then sa back portion, dako kayong hawan is like a 1 hectare. So it is Gaisano property. They think when they won the case, they can remove everything. But it happens that Salinas Drive, the sidewalk is owned by government lot province. and it is around 8 meters to 12 meters deep ang area. So if the sidewalk is only 2 to 3 meters, and then the Gaisano won the case, all the informal settler removed, nagpabilin ang mga squatter on the sidewalk kay di appeal sa matching order decision of the court because it is only the lot number owned by Gaisano. Wala labot ang sidewalk area and the 8 to 10 meters deep nga owned by a government property. So Mona, if you visit, use that Skyway, you check on the property on the left side. If you're going to Banilad, there's a big open area fence owned by Gaisano, but on the sidewalk, 10 to 12 meters deep, it's all informal settlers, puro tindahan. Going to IT Park, that's the eyesore in the area. Okay. Let's do time check. Okay, ganado pa. So, objective, so we don't need ATS, just market it, common ingon sa mga pag-iag-yuta, market ay nalang pangag ATS ay baligya lang sana. Okay na pero you are securing problem in the future na ay taas na risgo, no? Title is mortgage, okay lang ibaligya? Yes, okay ra gyud ibaligya. Title, I sold several property nga na mortgage, but you need to collaborate with the mortgagor. Kay base unyag na embargo na unya na niya wala magsaba ang kuan, no? So you need to have a full disclosure on that one. Co-owner is abroad, we can sell without signature nila, dili na tinuod, but you need to careful on that, no? Securing all the necessary SPA, red ribbon, or apostel. And always do online meeting with the sellers. Taxes unpaid, buyer na bahala. Yes, it can be done. Let's put that into black and white writing. Para it can be deducted from the proceeds of the sale. So final checklist before marketing, again, is reminder, and ask for the authority to market a sell or SPA, sign and notarize. Verify titles, tax declaration, nga nagmatch ba, no unpaid taxes or clear arrangement, zoning confirm, sign inspected with photos, seller briefer on disclosure. Again, klarohon ko niya, we encounter a lot already of problems. That's why in our authority to sell, medyo a little bit ko namin, no? More paranoid. Gibutan na nato nga to. This is to certified and we have what we call certified warranties clause. This is to certified and warranty that we, the property owner, is the registered owner of the property, and we certified warranty that the property is clean and free of any encumbrances, annotation, etc., and ready to market. No, we certified warranty that we all children's owners of the property are selling the property unanimously, no? Okay, and we also authorize you to market it online or put it in the MLS. Okay, I'll discuss that latter part for some case. So to take away, due diligence is not negotiable. As we represent the property, no, Mary, you need to do your due diligence on the property, on the seller. It's not easy to make money in real estate right away, especially if you're doing due diligence on the brokerage part. Always verify before you market. Protect yourself, Manilino, protect yourself before you start marketing. I don't look, makakwarta ko ani 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. Kulang raon niya na og kung makasuhan ta. Your professionalism equals seller's confidence. A marketable listing start with a clean, verified market. So I always give this in a very simple way. Kita seller representative, before we market it, tilawan nato, let's say before ta mamaligya sa mo resulta sa pagkaon nga gibaligya ni Rini, diba tilawan sad nato kung lami ba ni, di ba maligya tag pagkaon, we want to make sure the pagkaon is sakto luto, di hilaw, di parat, dili sobra tamis. The same thing with property. Is it clean, verified property before para tuloy-tuloy paspas ang kuan, no? So, next stage is, again, di ba, what topic na to is seller, due diligence on seller representative. So, muingon si Saluma karon Sam na ako'y ipabaligya nimo seller representative, but para paspas, what is our common standard practice for us to give to fellow brokers and agents? Muna po natin i-discuss. And then, i-insert lang nako gamay ang balaod about who govern about real estate, no? It's because, again, I'm not in favor 100% and asig panakop-panakop og mga non-licensed practitioner. Ang ako is, let's collaborate properly. Just like how I started, accountant and bookkeeper. Mga LLB, mga legal secretary, and lawyer. And then, napatay gitawag nila nga draftsman and architect, no? So, daghantaan na. So, we believe everyone, we all have a chance to make money in this very, very big real estate industry. So, ato lang, let's work it in a proper legal way. So, this is the governing law act in terms of our real estate practice. According to Attorney Bahian, it's Republic Act 9646, enacted into law June 29, 2009. So, unsa man gyud ni? Ako lang ikuha ang portion related to what our topic tonight. Republic Act Section 31. Again ha, Section 31. It's a supervision of real estate salesperson, mga ahente on the real estate. Naka-color din niya nga ang maahente pwede nga mga second year college gabi na sa salesperson nga project selling, no? Okay. But ubos no real estate salesperson either directly or indirectly can negotiate, mediate, or transact any real estate transaction for on or behalf of a real estate broker without first securing an authorized accreditation as a real estate salesperson for a real estate broker. Okay, klaro kay hadili siya pwede without authorization from the broker. Next, no salesperson shall be entitled to receive or demand a fee, commission, or compensation or any kind, any person other than the duly licensed salesperson. I will discuss this later on why naitabo ni sa Balamban. Ako na lang iklaro daan related to this one ha. In Balamban, di ba na ako'y vlog, I have vlog, video about mga about due diligence. Lady agent in Balamban called me, no? Sam, I saw your vlog, video, I've been your follower. I said, Sam, I wanted my I have a problem. I help a friend, I help my silingan, kapitbahay, gibaligya na ko ilang property. Kailang mi friend mi since bata pa anilang pamilya, no? They give me authority, sign authority that I have a commission maoni. Let's put this for discussion purpose lang. So, for the deal of the property, let us say, si Mary, makakwarta unta og 1 million commission according to their contract agreement ATS. But one of the children owner of the property found out Mary is not a licensed agent. So, kamauto, bright pud to ang tag-iya, usa sa tag-iya, and said, Mary, you are not a licensed agent. I thought you are a licensed agent, Moto. So, we just give you a finder's fee. Di again, finder's fee worth almost, let's say, 200,000. So, Mary wanted to go after to the 800,000 kulang. And she wanted to file a case. Gusto niya ipatawag sa barangay. Gusto niya ako pa kuno mo witness para mo discuss about the authenticity sa ilang contract. And I'm not a lawyer, etc. No? So, ingon lang ko, Mary. So, unsa imo ikaso? Kaso ko, kaya ako bayari, no? Instead of 1 million, 200 ra. Then, I will support naman ni ebidensya. I have this proof, authority, etc. Yeah, what if, Mary, from our discussion talk, you said iyang usa ka igsuon found out that you're not a license, no? And then kibaw siya mo take advantage siya, gitagan lang ka 200 instead of 1 million. So they know the law. So when you file a case against them to recover your balance, but what if balikan ka kaso you're practicing real estate without a license? Bisan pag naka-license and you daghan man sa ato transaction diri. Naagami transaction karon recently lang. Di-demand siya sharing. I thought a broker siya. Di siya broker. Ahinti niya. Gi-process pa gani ang iyang license to sell. But again, even pag ahinti ka license to sell, klaro sa law na you cannot practice without your broker. Labi na brokerage. No? So, klaro lang na to, no? So, in that case scenario, mo to ingon ko in our ATS, I'll show you a sample later on. Let's work in collaboration. Kung nakatagabuhol mo, pangita mo broker nga inyong masaligan, makailang, you are comfortable to collaborate to work with that broker. Or you're in Negros, you work with another broker, taga Negros. You cannot just be in Negros, then you wanted to co-work with a broker like me, I'm in Cebu. Because we broker, we cannot really tell 100% that we are efficient in doing due diligence in the area which is very far from us. Lahi ba ang government agency? Lahi ba ang mga kabuang in every places and every agency? Di na lang na ako i-abulate. That's another case discussion. So, what are those common property that we need to submit in terms of as a listing agent, broker? Number one, let us say you're from Balamban. You want to share with us property. The common what we ask is, asang location sa property? So, as a broker agent, we need to know how to use Google Apps na karon, no? The Google, you need to go Google, zoom in, zoom out. Either we have Google Map with a drop in. When you do drop in, you also put some landmark like in example, because if you zoom in like this in the left side without landmark, how do I know where is that located? But if there is, it's near Dakay Construction, it's near Potion Temple. So I will search Potion Temple, boom. Or you give me the link. So it's easy, you know? On top of the link, you can also do coordinates, much better. Where can you find coordinate? It's above. When you put a drop pin, there is the coordinate. No, that's the number. You see the sample. Now, next, when you do zoom, please do zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in, focus. So that we need to see the shape of the property, the forma. Zoom out so you see the location, like for example, in the middle, it's near Liloan Yati boundary in the middle. Okay, zoom in, okay, it's across Divine Life Institute of Cebu. You see, the property I do zoom in, zoom out. So it's between Liloan and Yati. When I zoom in, it's across Divine Life Institute of Cebu. Okay, so we address the question, asa location of the property. Okay, next, let's say the pictures of the property. Either you send me actual pictures, or if you think the street view picture is still the same, okay, you can go Google Street View. Mauna property sum, then you put some square line nga, masing maingon niya mi, another property and the frontage is 30, 20, but which property there? So you put a box or line or what is the marker nga, this is the property for sale. Para we appreciate that one. So when you send the sketch plan or you send actual picture or street view, no, or actual picture, then you put also a marker. Para when you send a sketch plan, like example on board, it's easy to appreciate. Like for example, this is 1312 square meter. This is the shape of the property, rectangular with a frontage of 21 meters. This is the property adjacent to auto parts. This browns atop, no? Okay, hiwi ang marker, okay lang, but you support it with a sketch plan. Now I know na this is the shape. So with a frontage of 21 with a depth of 45 meters. Okay, so more or less I know already it's across Divine Institute and adjacent to the auto parts. So, di ba? Sketch plan, lot plan. When you send also sketch plan, please make sure send me sketch plan, not just a lot plan without a technical description. Sometimes you send a sketch plan like this one, wala measurement, line 1 to line 2. What's the width? What's the meter distance? 10 meters, 5 meters? So you attach also the technical description. Sorry, on this Google na hiwi. So line 1, line 2, it's 12 meters. Line 2 to line 30, 30 meters. Okay, so mabasa na to. In the absence of that, it's also in the title. There's a technical description on the title, but not everybody know how to read. So very important ang lot plan niya na I'm na measurement, no? Para, because where's the location, you address us already. Unsay forma yuta, it's square, rectangular, or pila ka points, no? So, ana mo na pangutana sa buyer permit, asa location property. Next, unsay forma sa yuta sa property. So, we answer the first question, the second question. Okay, example, another sketch plan. ayaw ko tagai o sketch plan nga way mga perma sa geodetic engineer because that can be a drawing lang by a draftsman, not certified and not verified. Okay, what are another information? Okay, we have the location, we have the shape of the lot. Okay, pila baligya, pila, what's the selling price? What's the taxes terms condition? Who will pay? What's our commission? Is this vatable? Kinsa tag-iyuta? Is this a titled property or tax deck only? No? Are you talking with the seller? No. Trustee. Who is the trustee? Then don't forget also your name and your contact number as an agent. So basic also you need to address, is it agricultural? Because you can check that in the tax deck, no? It's agricultural, commercial, industrial. Any improvement? Ayuta lang. Or naipayag, naibalay, there's a warehouse. Or how come there's an improvement, there's a building, but how come your tax deck is only tax deck on the land? We bought a property in the Mandawi area. There is 3 bungalow, but there's only 1 tax deck, only on the land. So when you buy that one, represent that one, then inspection then whoever the buyer will do the penalty of the late registration on the improvement. So you don't want that to happen, or else that buyer will go after to the agents, to the broker for the extra cost. Nagtinanga ta again as a broker and as an agent, no? So the boss, we mentioned that one already. So again, hapit na ko. I'll just show you again this one, authority to sell. Again, this is mandated by law. I'm going back based on our example earlier, katong example si Agent Maria. Wa siya authority. Aw naa siya authority, pero siyang authority sulo ra niya. So mo to ako giingon nga kita mga enterprising agents, we need to this time, we need to work in partnership with your kaila, silingan, trusted nimo nga mga broker. Just like bookkeeper, na sila kasabot nga licensed accountant, sila na magsagot sa ilang PF sharing. Like kaning tignotaryo nga mga kabante ka sa Kilid City Hall, kilid-kilid daghang lamisa tignotaryo, 5 ka lamisa. Pero ang ilang lawyer, usara na ka lawyer nga tignotaryo tanan, pero lain-lain kaning 5 ka enterprising notarial di sa gawas sa City Hall, kompetensya na sila, lain-lain na sila. Livelihood lang, no? But again, there's always a lawyer behind them. That's the beauty. So atua here, if you want to be enterprise in your respective province, city, always work with your partner broker. And in our ETS, hadlok, okay, kasabot lang po ko because if we put our broker or tablahon mi, liputon mi, wag tangon mi. So this is a sample from our office. You can do your own version. But in our office, I put there, this is to authorize broker Samuel Olao and Ruben Tolentino and Bibs Arinza and Lita Paguntalan. So, or duha sila, ibutang na ko pangalan. So meaning, di mo malipot, mabypass because your name is included in the ATS. Okay? So, klaro na, no? Okay. Again, as I mentioned, you can have your own because in this scenario, if the property owner, Bibs, in Balamban, dili mo owner sa agreement, di tatagaan og commission sakto. Charlotte, Inaga, di tatagagwan. Kung si Charlotte mo kiha, mabumirang, pwede siya ikihag balik because she's not licensed. But included man ang broker, it is now the broker who can file action to collect the commission sa seller. Okay? In behalf of my associates na mga referral agents, no? Or associate license agent, it is the broker who will collect. According to the law, it is the broker. So we can file action. Unay man tag law firm, so sayo na nato pagpangulikta. I give you another example here. Just last June, we get a love letter from a lawyer, a law firm. Cease and desist from unlawful advertising and sale of the property owned by the heirs of. Anak lang ka-simple, no? So in this scenario, I am on the buyer side. Nag-advertise ta, walang ita pa buyer kay gilisted ni in the MLS. But my associate, they get an authority Ay example na ko balik ha. The property is common, owned by the parents. Owned by the parents. And now, my associate, they get authority from one of the siblings na nagpabaligya. But the other siblings, which is a lawyer, nasako. Nakita niya gi-advertise and they send us a love letter like this. Ayan sila, why are you selling our property? Who authorized you? We are not marketing our property. I said, siya ko, but ingon ko sa akong associate, kinsa ga-authorize, ingon siya, iya man igsuon. Okay, ako gibalikag sulti. It is your brother who give us an authority to market this one. And iya reason is this. My brother is not authorized to market that property because that is still a common property. Again, it's still a common property. We have not yet approved our subdivision, which property is iyaha, which property is ours. So, if you're gonna sell, asa man ang imong gibaligyaan na? Wa pa man mi magbahin-bahin. Yes, nakabayad na mi sa estate tax, pero wa pa man na mo mabahin ang mga yuta. Naglibog pa man na sila, kay gusto lang kunon di tanan. Yan di man sad mi musugot nga ilar na, kay naman mi right as a igsoon. So again, careful ta di dapita, no? So, there is a big case also in the SRP related to this scenario. Other siblings selling, other siblings not selling. Ongoing pahinon sila ron sa kaso. So, again, as a seller side, once you go collaborate with a buyer side team, you need to ink a broker agreement. So this is just an example of the standard broker agreement. You can Google this one or you can AI this one. This is more or less the standard. Why I am saying this? Broker A, broker B, or team A, team B, or seller group, buyer group. Klaro? Seller group, buyer group. By the wisdom, on the seller group, walo mi kabuo. Pwede ba kami bahin ta equally, no? Bahala mo walo, kamo na bahala on your share. Bahala na pud mi on the buyer, tulo mi, lima mi, pulo mi, 20 mi, kami na pud bahala sa mong share. But in the agreement, seller group, listing broker, so, anak lang gid na, no? And we need to put there the description of the property that we agreed. And then, in this co-broker agreement, nakasulat, unsa ang task sa seller side. Unsa ang task sa buyer side. So let's put that into, then perma dayan sila, no? So this is it. Diba? We've been discussing due diligence on the seller side. So whereas the listing broker warrant take the following. Number one, to secure ETS, to receive commission for the sales. Number two, to verify the authenticity of the everything title, to secure latest real property certified true copy, to secure location, to prepare legal document. Again, bottom line, it is the job of the listing side, which is what we've been discussing now, to make sure, number one, it's legally feasible, marketable na ang property with all the authority of the seller na, no? With all the due diligence validated, verified na nga, it's clean, ready to market the property. Kumbaga, una ibaligya imong pagkaon, lami, sakto, luto, dili na hilaw. Now, how about the seller side broker? The buyer side, sorry, the buyer side broker to take charge of all tripping, demonstration, to prepare offer to purchase, buy, purchase agreement, to remind the buyer for the payment, and to assist on the transfer, etc., etc. So why I am sharing this to you, no? Why I am sharing this to you? Because if you are representing the seller side, nakigmuha na mo namo on the buyer side. And then on the muha na to, ang atong commission ani 50-50 ta. Kamo may in charge mo collection, mubatag mo namo sa amo ang katunga. Let us say, kung ang 5% of whatever selling price. Let us say discussion, 100 million. Or let us say na lang, the commission would be 10 million and then ay dako kaya sa may sample lang ta 2 million lang, and then sa 50-50 na to 1 million amo 1 million imo, so nagka-agreed ta di dapita whatever selling price 5% of the kuano is that karon maningil na minimo magpadaan nami sa seller group nga mongolekta nami sa 1 million, and then the seller group, wa mo kakulikta ngadto sa seller, property owner. Instead, wa inyo kakulikta mo, gitagalan mo 200,000. That is your problem. Because in our muwa, mangulikta ka mo, mangulikta minimo, mubayad ka na mo. Nya Sam, wa man mi taga dire, pwede ba mugukod ka kaso na adto tabangi mi? So may labot na mo, wa man mi sa ETS, wa man mi sa agreement, wa man mi tagay kotri. Our name is not in the ATS. Kasad-an may katawan may dismiss ang kaso. Who are we to file case against the property owner for the collection of the commission? So ikaw nga nagsulo-sulo ka, ikaw ang liability. Problema na ka sa seller, kasuhan pa ka sa buyer group. Okay, so sample lang na nato. So careful lang yun. You must have a broker on your agreement so that your broker partner will do the collection in the cases di ka bayaran. Some seldom na may tabo. Well, I give you another scenario sa TISA. Out of 1 million, gitagaan na siya 100,000. Nangay tabang na ako, wa ko'y mahimo. I told, kaila man ako ang property owner, so ako lang gihangyo. Gidungagan check another 100,000. So, nahimo 200,000. What coincident, no? Instead of 1 million, 200,000 yung nakuha. Sayang. So, lastly, you, agent failed to collect commission as promised. Amo na akong giingon, no? Sample na ko kay Maria, itong Balamban. Sellers not included in the heirs. So, how will you determine? Kana siya, kung mangilad gyud, scammer gyud ang property owner, just like sa amo naga, nga was like pagpahibaw nga nasa slide ka, igsuon nga wa nila gi-include. Nakapay gyud kaso ang duha ka igsuon. Nagi rights. Okay, from the start, it is, kung naman siya, binuang na ba, fraud na daan ba, or in bad faith na daan nga maligya sila. By the way, our lawyer, Steven Lau, later on will discuss all these things now na may mga pangutana. So, who is the rightful person to issue ATS, ATM? Are we allowed to post online? So again, in our ATS, it must be stated nga allowed to market online ha. Kaya na po ko ilaing love letter nga gipa-remove kay di siya gusto may bawaan nga na maligya siya siyang balay kay mauwaw siya sa iyang silingan, yung mga amiga-amigo nga na maligya na sila sa ilang balay. Okay? So importante na it's also stated. So again, before I end, allow me to invite also our partners here for so if you want to do business with us for real estate opportunity, how to make money in real estate under referral program, no experience needed, no capital needed, work part-time, anytime, anywhere, home-based, join our Thursday, 7 p.m. This is for non-licensed agent. This is for a startup, no? So na may makailang wanted to start up the real estate career, please invite them for a new salesperson program, okay? So to end my presentation, allow me to please screenshot, no? So we always follow our practice as a Rotarian four-way test of the things we think, say, or do in our transaction. Is it the truth? Tanan natong gistoryahan, Delilah, sakto ba? Wa ba ta mangilad? Wa ba ta mag-misrepresent? Is it fair to all concerned? Kaning sharing na to, commission, Edna, patas ba ni? Nakigtunga sila pero ato lisensya gigamit. Kita inipupuhunan sa mga due diligence, kung paperwork certified, kita pa nangitag buyer, o niya tunga, igo lang sila ni tudlo, niya tags papel. So again, no, is it fair to all concerned? Lastly, ang atong sharing will build goodwill, better friendship. So we're not here for one-time, big-time deal. We're here for long-term business relationship. So we're here to build good business relationship, friendship. Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Dili ingon nga sa kanina transaksyon nakapabor lang si Idna, nay nang nalupigan nga si Saura, no? Or nalupigan si Delilah. Dili ta ana. We need to do it fair to everybody, nga happy win-win to everybody, no? So again, di ko ka-promise ninyo nga you absorb everything. This is recorded and I can also share this to you. You just ask me, I can share the recorded version for you to replay again. And if you have some other questions on the future date, you can always email me or Viber me, WhatsApp call me with my mobile. Or if you want also to check our for sale property, for rental leasing, and for project selling, please visit our website. Okay? So again, in behalf of my partners here, my brother, my associate, my management and staff, and all of our brokers, guests here, thank you so much for holding with my presentation. I hope I able to share good knowledge to everybody, especially to our very, very enterprising agents. The reason why I have this type of presentation is para ninyo. Kay Baumi, you are not licensed agent, but I appreciate nga you're open-minded to learn from our experience, from our knowledge, because we want you all to be skilled up so that when we deal, at least hanay na nga tong documentation. No? When we deal, kamao na mo how to do initial due diligence with with a listing property. But again, don't forget, let's work closely. Not necessarily to me as a broker, but to your colleague, sa inyong mga igagaw, parinti, kamag-anak, kaibigan, silingan nga broker, now you are comfortable to work because kami broker, we love to work with broker because the law said only broker can collect commission. Di na to hulaton nga nahitabo na una ta mo sampit og broker, no? Wahi permi pagmahay. And we hope and pray nga you're always encounter a property owner nga straightforward. But what if mapariha ka ni Maria nga nahitabo sa Balamban, mapariha ka ni another agent nga nahitabo sa Tisa, and many more. Ahinti pa nako. Sorry ha, but her name again is Gemma Gyapon, taga Mactan. I miss Gemma, no? Dugay to siya nakaka-on sa ako, and then nag-moonlight siya activity sa Mactan, and then nakatransact siya, niya gitabla siya sa commission, tawag siya nako. Sam, tabangi ko, kay gitabla ato ang commission, ha? Usa ko transaction commission. Natay commission 2 million, gitabla ta, di tatagaan. Gilipot ta. Niya, mo niin ko, Jem, from the start, wag ko kay na natay transaction. Niya, I'm also a broker nga di ko mo come in on the middle. Nga, wala ko from the start niya, mo come in na lang ko kay nanas commission niya, maabot ko galit, no? So, I myself, it's very straightforward, no? Let's always on board. If you want a long-term profitable business with the real estate, you always work with your healthy partner nga asa kahiyang, no? So we have several brokers here on our guests o sa inyong lugar. If you're from Bacolod or if you're from Metro Manila or Palawan, we have some guests here. Look for a broker in your respected lugar.